Welcome to Road Lines with the B.R.O.A.D, believer writing out a dream. Follow along at www.thebroad.me. Enjoy the show. Well, hello everybody. I am sitting here with Brian Conley Jr. Y'all might remember him from a couple, 3 years ago. I interviewed him in Numidia. So, my handsome fellow here, a young man that's from Southern Illinois, not too far from where I was living. And I finally get to meet his mom this time, but she's down on the ground taking photos of my duck.
Actually, Chicago. Northern Illinois.
Northern?
Yes.
You're northern.
Yes.
Oh, that's right. We're south of you.
Yeah.
That's right. So, I'm glad to catch up to you, and we're at Orlando Speed World. And how'd you do today?
Did good. Got some kinks worked out on our hot street bike that I ride for JT. Indian went well. I ran 1030 and 1090. 1090 I ran with the 10.9 with the 7.
Nice.
And then 1030 I ran a 1035, which is actually my personal best on that bike now.
Excellent. Now you riding with JT. What? You got to fill me in, because last I knew was the Scout. Last I saw.
Yeah, we were actually just talking about this the year you interviewed me, when we were down in Bowling Green. I came up to JT and Paco in the staging lanes, and I was like, man, this is a cool bike. And I'm going to tell you exactly how JT tells me the story. He's like, I came up to him, I was like, man, this is a cool bike. I mean, what do you got into it? What's all done to it? And he told me, I was like, oh man, I'll never be able to have one of those. And then he got the opportunity to ride his fuel bike, and then he called me up one day. He's like, hey, you want to ride my bike? I was like, yeah, let's do it. And it was like a book.
Peekaboo!
Wait, I want to see the top.
That's very cool. So, what, 2 seasons now you've been riding for him?
Yeah, 2 seasons now.
Okay.
Last year we ran Hot Street, and then I started off in 930, and then I went over to Super Comp because there wasn't that many people in it. And then this year they got rid of Super Comp, but I ran Hot Street and Super Comp last year. Super Comp, I think we ended up 2nd or 3rd nationally, and then Hot Street we took the championship.
Excellent. Way cool.
So, and then this year we're obviously doing Hot Street again, and then we're running 930 instead.
Okay. And now what about the Scout?
The Scout, we put actually a 6-inch over swing arm on it now, so it's a lot longer. Last year we had problems with the wheeling all the time, so we got that going. So now I'm trying to run 1030 and 1090 instead of, because they got rid of Super Street. They combined Super Street and Hot Street this year. So I used to run the Scout and Super Street last year, and the Hot Street bike in Hot Street. So now I just run the Hot Street bike in the Hot Street class, and then I run the Scout in some index classes.
Okay, gotcha. Very good. Now, are you going to do both circuits this year, AMRA and
HDRA? No, we're just going to stick with AMRA this year. Just with the funds and everything that we got, AMRA is, if we hit all of them, we'll be able to go. And then we decided we're going to go out to Sturgis this year and get some seat time.
Amen, I'm going too.
So
right on.
I'm excited. It'll be my first time. So
Excellent. How old are you now?
I'm 20. So
You're 20?
by the time Sturgis comes around, I'll be 21.
Oh, score!
It'll be
Excellent.
perfect.
Right
It'll be
on.
perfect.
I'm trying to talk my son into going. We shall see. He'll be 30 this year, and I'll be 50.
Okay.
So I'm trying to talk him into the 30-50, which is before our birthday in October, but I don't know, we'll see.
Yeah.
And I always wanted him to meet you. Now, the last time I interviewed you, you didn't really ride street bikes, not so much.
No, not really. I have a little bit now that I'm working with my dad at our shop. We got a performance shop in Beecher, and we work mostly on Harleys. We do dyno tuning and motor builds and tires and service and all that good stuff. And I had to get a motorcycle license for insurance reasons.
Sure.
To do all the test rides. So I've been riding on the street a little bit here and there. Me and Dad will get a nice day. We'll go out. I mean, you're just constantly watching. It's just
absolutely.
It's not like riding on the track. You're focused on one thing, looking at the shift light. That's it. You're looking everywhere.
And how, I guess, being a racer, because the last time I interviewed you, one of the last things I asked you is about street riding, and why not, and then what would you tell other young people? And so when you answered those questions, you were kind of like, well, it's really dangerous out there, and da-da-da, and then here's the place where you can safely, kick butt and take names later. Now that you've been street riding, not so much the safety of it, but from a young man's perspective, racing, then going street, does it feel really wimpy?
Yeah, yes and no. It's just a totally different thing. I mean, obviously it's riding a motorcycle.
Sure,
but, you're just constantly watching. it's fun. It's just a different type of riding, you know. It's more relaxed. If you're out on a country road or something and no one's coming up around you or anything like that. But I mean, out by us where our shop is, it's actually out in the middle of a cornfield.
Yeah.
It's a pole barn out there. And then our house, we live in the south suburbs, so we're in a neighborhood. So I'll ride back and forth to work every once in a while, and you relax more once you get out back in the country out there and can ride a little bit rather than watching the cars
fresh air and not a lot of traffic and so forth. I get that. I certainly get the safety aspect of it. It must be really cool to be able to ride with your dad, just chill out for the day, like man to man.
Yes and no, because every time we ride, it always turns into a drag race.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Kind of sounds like my son and I, but he was crotch rockets. He could always beat
Yeah.
me. Not that Mom didn't try, but...
I still don't have a street bike yet, but I got my grandpa's bag, and we got some stuff done to it, and my dad's got a B.R.O.A.D, and it's just, he's got that little bit on me, so it's just, it's always there.
Right on.
So.
Very cool. Well, Miss Ursula got a second bike since I met you last, so I have an 04 Road King as well as the Heritage.
Okay.
So that's kind of cool to me.
Okay.
And yeah, I was kind of out of the circuit for a little while, so I missed you. So tell me, I understand you're getting better and better. What are your goals for racing as far as, not to always be the great guy, but like maybe a different build, or do you want to do different classes, or?
Personally, I like running the Indian. I want to get that down to a 9-second pass eventually. That's kind of my biggest goal with that thing right now. Always on the back burner, I've always wanted to do a bagger. Bagger racing is huge right now. I've always wanted to do something like that. AMRA has a new street dresser class. I was almost thinking something like that, but we'd have to get rid of the Indian or do something there, or kind of work some things around to make it happen. But I mean, right now with running the Indian and JT's bike, it's 4 classes. They're all back to back to back. It's just madness, trying to keep track of everything. But I'd like to see on a bagger one day and doing something there, and then.
Very cool. And now, your dad is still racing, right?
No,
just wrenching.
Yeah, he's keeping track of all. I think there's 7 of us now out here in the AMRA, so he keeps track of all that.
Oh, good gracious. Yeah. Okay, so now he's the man in charge, and
yeah, yes and no.
He gets his adrenaline on the street with you.
Yeah, I think he has more fun watching me race than he does racing.
I could only imagine. The pride and I mean, I almost feel like I'm proud of you, and you're not even my son, because you're just cool and you remind me of my boy. So what else? Now, you finished high school since I saw you last, and you're working at Dad's shop. Tell us again, please, clearly, the name of the shop and where it's located.
Valley Racing, and we're in Beecher, Illinois.
Okay, Valley Racing, Beecher, Illinois.
Maybe an hour south of Chicago, downtown. Maybe a little longer.
All right, yeah. And I'm from more westerly, like Plainfield area. Very cool. Well, what else do you want to tell your fans? Oh, wait, hold on. I have to ask you. Do you have so many adoring lady fans now that you're getting more and more famous?
No, but there is one, and JJ Stringer's granddaughter. She sees me at every racetrack. I was sick for the Bowling Green last year, and she made me this little drawing for my toolbox.
What a
She got me that, and
sweetheart.
I seen her this weekend, and she went, I believe it was Universal she went to, and she got me a little gift from the gift shop and brought it back to me. So
That is just too cool. That is
she's
so
my favorite
cool.
fan.
Awesome. Well, where'd Mom go? Mom's not on the floor anymore. We lost her.
I'm disappearing, and the duck's just chilling in front of the
duck's
fans.
chilling out. Come here, Wire. You want to say hi to the people? This is our first interview at 2020. Can you say hi? You're here with Brian Conley. He's going to be famous someday. Actually, he's already working on it now. Right? And now, if you get one, you're going to have to call him Scout.
I will.
You don't have to, Mr.
I need a black one.
Oh, Pekings don't come in black, honey.
I need a black dog.
Well, you have to dye his feathers.
It's all right.
You can do that. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining the B.R.O.A.D and Brian Conley Jr. Y'all keep a lookout, because this boy is up and coming, and he's doing it really, really fast. We love you. God bless. Well, hello again. We got a little bonus episode here. So when I was interviewing Brian, y'all heard him talking about JT giving him the opportunity of a lifetime. And this young man coming up amongst all these senior riders, his dad, and so many others around here, giving the boy such good ground, good foundation to race on. And so JT here and his partner Greg are now the recently new owners of the AMRA circuit. And so this is the beautiful JT that gave Brian his really cool break. So JT, tell us, now Brian told us a little bit about you giving him the break and asking him to ride this. So how did that go down?
We met in the staging lanes a few years back. He was looking at me and says, hey, I like your bike. Your bike is my favorite bike. And this bike. There's a lot better bikes out there than this bike. He said, I like this bike. Okay, he said, what do you have in it? I said, well, I don't know, really, I never added it up. He said, I'll never be able to afford to ride one of these bikes. I said, don't never say that. You never know what's going to happen. So, and then AMRA come up. Marty and Jane wanted to retire, and me and Greg had to take it over, keep it going. If not, it'd be done. So I got a hold of him and said, hey, I need somebody to sit on and ride my bike. He's done a good job. He's a good kid, and like I said, he's a motorcycle person, but his whole family's motorcycle people. So, and everybody I talk to, I meet through the racing community, they all say like, boy, you picked a really good rider for your bike. I really didn't get to really know him. I met him, through the track and everything, but he came to my place for 3 or 4 days and we spent some time together. Believe me, if I could have a kid, it would be like him, you know what I mean? I just think he's a good dude, plus he's a good racer, a really good racer. So I hope he goes somewhere further than this because he's a young kid, and he needs a break. He's on a pro stock bike or a top fuel bike someday. I hope he goes somewhere because all the gray beards and everybody that we race with, we need young blood in our sport. You know what I mean? So
that was going to be one of my questions to you. Being a senior racer, and I tease because none of us old people are getting any younger.
Exactly.
And when I met this young man 3 years ago, I was so enthralled with his attitude, his good manners. He was just a good, wholesome kid with a little funny edge to him. And I was really digging that. He was a respectful kid. And I say kid because to me you will always be a kid. You will be 60 and I will be 90 and I will still call you a kid, so deal with it. And I'm going to stalk you for as long as I live because I'm going to wait for you to look like him and him and him and all these other racers. So when Miss Ursula is gray and scraggly and you're glossy, whole, grown man to the world, I'm going to still stalk you. Now, JT, when you pick this boy to ride your bike, that's a very serious undertaking.
I watched him. I watched him get down the track. It wasn't like I just didn't say, okay, here's my bike.
Right.
I watched him get down the track so many times. I knew he could ride. I knew it. But when I said I wanted him to ride his bike, Eric and all our guys, they said, are you crazy? That's like the wildest bike we have. Like started on a Ricky's bike or somebody else's bike before you put him on his bike. But he did good right off the bat.
You knew it.
Yeah, I knew he had it in. You know what I mean? Like I said, we watched him run the bikes, and I said, what can you do? But he knows motorcycles.
Now, what's your vision now that HDRA is coming back? What's your vision for AMRA?
We'll be good. There's enough racers out there. We'll be good. Like I said, hopefully we get more racers. That's what we want to do. We want more racers to come in and race. Race both sides, whatever we got to do.
And the spectators too. I feel like not enough people, even regular street bikers like myself, I feel like not enough people know the circuits or know where they're all racing.
I mean, we have like good turnouts, like in Bowling Green.
Bowling Green's a great one.
We have some good racetracks. It's like like Mike Lee was just going on. So tomorrow I think we'll have a good crowd coming in.
Yes,
it'd be nice to have this stand. We're doing what we can do. Luckily we got away with this weekend. What's going on there in the world, So I think we'll be okay.
We all have Coors Light here, so we are not in any jeopardy of the coronavirus.
Right, exactly.
We are good.
Exactly. We got good, healthy people here.
Yeah, amen.
That's right.
JT, it's such a good time to see you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
5 years ago I met you the first time, and then that was Bowling Green when I met you, and then 3 years when I met him at Numidia. So, as just a regular street biker lady, it is so much fun. And most of the time, I don't even ride my bike to DC because I'm here all day. I want my picnic basket. I want all my crap, my animals, my duck, my dog. So I come in my vehicle, and I spend all day with the racers. And you know, I think the spectators would get a lot more out of it if they need to see the racers and see the, own it, be a part of it, smell the fumes and over here. Yeah.
It'll work out good. We'll get the live feed going, and then they can see from their house and see what 200-mile-an-hour bikes are going on one wheel. You know what I mean? That makes a big difference. But you got to go to the track to see that.
Oh yeah.
You have to go to the track.
To smell it and to feel it, and when your hair stands up when the bikes go, it's totally.
It'll work out good. We'll be good shape.
I'll tell you what, the first time I rode the bike, I won the event, and I got tackled over by him and dropped the bike in the stage.
Oh yeah, that's what I do.
Did you just hug the snot out of him?
Yeah.
It's never stopped. I got to hide from him when I win.
Yeah,
He tackled me to the ground.
Okay, he's a good rider. He's going good.
I'm so proud of you guys. JT, good job taking care of the boy. You take care of him. He's going to teach you everything you need to
I
know.
hope he goes places. I mean, like you don't forget about us when you're in the big time.
Not gonna happen.
Hey, I think given our age, we might forget him before he forgets us. Well, I love you boys. It's so good to see you again. God bless AMRA. I'm so glad y'all are taking over.
Appreciate it.
Okay, cool. I'll be seeing you around.
Good.
All right, peace out. Stay safe.
Thank you. Thank you very much.